Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today with the new announcement of the new Annihilation raids coming into Marvel Strike Force actually in a week and a half from today. So a mix of good news and bad news, guys. But overall, to be honest, I don't know how I feel about it because it is actually going to be a big miss for those that are in endgame stages like myself, where theory crafting is used for us to max min-max essentially the roster and combinations that we use, and at the same time too not having to build up every single team. But it is technically a little better for newer players to the game, because now they just need to listen to exactly what to build. So what am I referring to, guys? Well, first and foremost, these new raids, if you guys have missed some of the other videos from the content creators, check out their channels because they have the pre-blog that's actually provided to them right before the official release on the website. But there's a mix of confusion, but as well, there's also some infusions here that's going to take away, again, like I said, the theory crafting aspect and just the creativity side of the game. So the new Annihilation raids are intended to replace the Chaos raids. So this one, you can kiss them goodbye. To be honest, I don't know if they're still going to be live after these ones take place, because they're also ensuring that there's going to be low enough difficulties where newer players mid-game are able to access. But there's going to be a normal difficulty that they call, and then there's going to be, as always, an Omega version. It's kind of similar to what we're seeing with Chaotic Storm. Now, the reason I'm not a fan of this, guys, is because you'll see in the blog, once it officially releases, they talk about 9 difficulties, right? And to be honest, it's still a little confusing, but essentially what's going on is the first 3 difficulties don't have any requirement for basically anything. You don't need to necessarily need a certain team or a certain ice weight. Then you have difficulties starting 3 to 6 where you're going to be needing origin traits for greater accessibility. So that's those 5 traits that we usually know, Mystic, Tech, Bio, so forth. Then they talk about difficulty 7 to 9. So as you can see in game, we don't even have a difficulty 6 and beyond. They actually expand beyond that. But difficulty 7 and 9 are going to require specific team requirements, but they funnel even further into that. Respectively, for the 6 and 7 difficulty, they're going to be allowing us to use the 2 most recent raid teams that have been released for that trait classification. So the best example here is really the mutant section, right? We know with Extreme X-Men, they're the dated mutant team, and we know that Hellfire is replacing them. So then for difficulty 6 and 7, essentially you'd be allowed to use both Extreme X-Men and or Hellfire Club to be a part of that mutant section for difficulty 6 and 7. And this is where it gets really I would say bottlenecky and lack of creativity, is that for difficulties 8 and 9, they need you to have that exact team and only that team to be able to actually play that specific raid. So, for example, you can only use Hellfire Club for difficulty 8 and 9 when it releases. Where it's going to get confusing is they also said that for difficulties 8 and 9, they're introducing this new dynamic lane. So dynamic lane is meant to replace older teams with the highest 2 difficulties, and then therefore allows them to be essentially lazier with their game design, right? Because they're maybe tired of creating new raids, so what they're going to do is then change the requirement for the highest difficulty 8 and 9 to say, hey, you can only use this team or else. You just won't be able to finish. It's just lazy. I think it's like a big FU as well to players like myself, where you can see, guys, I have min-maxed a lot of things going on with my raid teams. So this is everything I have in my raid team. But I'll give you some really good examples, right? You can see my Night Stalkers team, it's barely used, guys, because I only actually have Oath and Blade built up. Agatha, Moon Knight, and Man-Thing, they're not part of my Night Stalker team. I use Null, I use Mephisto, and I use Odin. Those 3 plus Blade and Oath are the better and more superior version of the Mystic section for when I do these raids, right? But now, like I said, it's a big FU to all players, outside of the ones that are spending and just maximizing everything, because creativity now does not get rewarded. No longer are we allowed to use theory crafted creativity teams where you can actually infuse other characters to actually make the team work. And, for example, Extreme X-Men, this is a very, very dated team, but we can still use them for the highest difficulty of Chaotic Storm raids because of the fact that I've actually swapped in Jean Grey into the team. I've added my Beast and Storm into the team to make this team a better version on top of Nightcrawler, Forge, and Sunspot, who I believe are the 3 most important characters of this 5-piece. But that's the reason, guys, why Extreme X-Men has been in this the raid setting for quite so long. Remember, they came out early January 2024. So they've actually already been in the game for over a year plus, because we were able to bring in characters like Old Man Logan, Jean Grey, Beast, as well as Storm to make this work and last longer. Now, no longer that's the case, guys. When they have a new team, they're going to say, hey, you want access to the highest difficulty raid here? Let me show you again on screen. You want access to the highest difficulty here? Well, guess what? You're going to have to invest and build up this team and only this team. Otherwise, you can kiss this difficulty goodbye. You can only do the lower levels. Haha. Now you have to build. So I don't know, guys. It's unfortunate. It is what it is. It means that for guys like myself now, especially my Night Stalkers team, especially, I'm just trying to think if there's any other examples here that are kind of as obvious, right? I guess Hellfire Club I was considering on skipping, but like parts of it, but now I guess I won't have a choice. So I'm basically going to be forced now to build up everything that they're telling me to build. It is what it is. I'm at a good point because I still have Professor Xavier unlocked and I'm in basically mass horde mode right now. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Let me know down in the comments below how you feel about it. Are you a fan? Are you not a fan? I know we're supposed to do what we're supposed to do, but in this case now, I can't even play it the way I want to play it because I've always loved min-maxing. I've always liked, tinkering to see what can get the job done. Like, even for example, I don't know if they're even on here anymore, but I used this Bifrost team actually to do incursion raids for quite some time until these new Orcus raids came, right? Actually, they were even able to get through, I think, a note or two for Mystic originally in the beginning, but then it was becoming too tardy. As you can see, my Bifrost was still only like gear tier 14 and 15, right? But yeah, that's what I mean. They're going to be taking that away, unfortunately, now, and we're basically just forced to build what we need, what they tell us to build, because that's how they want us to play the game mode, right? But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan, unfortunately, guys. No, just my 2 cents. I am gonna have to now budget that in mind because, and people always wonder why I save up so much gold, so much resources. It's for exact situations like this where Scopely does basically lift that middle finger of theirs and say, hey, you guys want theory crafting? Well, too bad. We're gonna make it so that you guys have to now build these teams regardless of the setting, and it doesn't matter if you're creative or not. Too bad. So sad. Anyways, guys, just my rant. It is what it is, but I just wanted to share this with you guys so you're also aware of the coming updates. But we know Hellfire is around the corner, and we also have the Insidious 6. So that's definitely going to be a team that I want to build up. They're pretty fun, and they look exciting. So hope this helps you guys out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.